Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, if you could hit the subscribe button, it really helps me out. Also, if you could smash the like, it would be much appreciated. So, I'm sure you guys have seen Sergio Martinez at 45 years old is looking to make a boxing comeback. Now, before we start, I will say this. In the middleweight division, over the past 10 or so years, I would say Sergio Martinez has been my favourite fighter. I always found his style extremely entertaining to watch. That hands down kind of reaction based style, very explosive, athletically gifted, quick feet, quick hands, good power. Just a really good fighter to watch. You know, this was a man who started boxing at 21 years old. He was an extremely late starter. His story is quite interesting. And yeah, all things considered, Sergio Martinez had a really good career. And as I say, he's my favourite middleweight of the past 10 or so years. So I really like Sergio Martinez. But this news about him making a comeback, I've got to be honest, it's going to end in tears. Don't get it twisted, I'll be rooting for him, but I really don't see this ending well. He's looking at returning to the ring in June and in Spain. Sergio Martinez said the following: "I need it. I want to do this comeback. I want to check my feelings in the ring and feel punches again. Then we'll see. Boxing is my life. Everything was wrong in my last fight against Cotto. Training camp, the injuries, my knee. Now I'm feeling really good and my knees are better. All of these years of rest were very good for my knees and elbows. I was training to do a rematch with Chavez Jr., but he let me down at the last minute. None of the big names will want to face me, and this is why I'll make my comeback in a small show in Spain." Those are the words of Sergio Martinez, and you know, from what we've been hearing, he is dead serious about this comeback. You know, like I say, I'll be rooting for him, but I really don't see this one ending well. First and foremost, the guy's 45 years old. He's too old to be in a boxing ring at the highest level. You know, he's no Bernard Hopkins or Archie Moore. His body over the years has been ravaged by boxing. The knees, the elbows, the back. You know, Sergio Martinez was always kind of an injury-prone fighter. And on top of that, he took a fair bit of punishment in his career as well. This is a guy who had over 50 fights. You know, he's got a lot of miles on the clock. So, again, I really don't see this one ending well. And, you know, we see this story in boxing so often with former great champions. They still think they have it in them. They want one last run. And, you know, 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, it ends badly. And, you know, that's what I see happening with Sergio Martinez. I could kind of understand it if he just wanted to come back in like a 6 or 8 rounder against a real sort of low level opponent just to go out with a win, you know, for his own sake, you know, for his own pride. I could kind of understand that. But from what Sergio is saying, he's going to have that initial comeback fight, and if he feels good and he looks good and does the job, then he'll actually mount a serious comeback and try to really fight some good guys. And that's what I'm worried about, to be honest with you. But, you know, on the flip side, if Sergio Martinez can pass medicals and he can get licensed, who am I to say he shouldn't fight? I mean, ultimately, the way I look at it, despite me not really wanting to see it, I mean, Sergio Martinez is a grown man and he can make his own decisions. Who are we to tell him that he can't fulfill his ambition and earn money? You know, who are we to say? If he can get the medical licensing, then it's up to him. He makes the decision. So I'm not saying he shouldn't be allowed. I'm just saying I don't really want to see it, and I don't see it ending well. And listen, part of that is because I've got a lot of nostalgia for Sergio Martinez. Not only was he my favourite middleweight of the last 10 years, but I would say from my early teen years to my late teen years, Sergio Martinez was my favourite fighter full stop. So that's why I kind of feel the way I do. Usually my attitude is, if they can get licensed, go ahead, do what you want. And I still maintain that, even in this case, but, you know, this one is just a little bit more personal to me because Sergio Martinez was one of the guys who I really kind of admired as a young boxing fan. And again, I'm sure a lot of us have, been to the boxing gym, and as a young sort of teenager, I always used to kind of try to imitate various styles of my favourite fighter, including Sergio Martinez. So listen, yeah, that's why I feel the way I do, and that's what it is. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Like me, do you believe this will end in tears? Or actually, can you see Sergio Martinez having success? I mean, Sergio is saying he's been training a lot, and because of a long rest, his knees are now better, his elbows are now better, and he's fit to fight. Can you actually see Sergio having success? Share your thoughts below. I'm intrigued to hear your opinions on this story. Don't get it twisted. Nothing would make me more happy than to see Sergio actually, in his comeback, get a couple of good wins. But, I think that's fairyland. I think that's dream world where Freddy Krueger lives. I don't really see it happening, if I'm being honest. Anyway, share your thoughts below. I'm intrigued to hear your opinions. Peace.